I'm Bob Batcher, Executive Director of Primeplus Senior Centers, and this is Prime Time with Bob. I am with a special friend, Vera Cornish, who over the last few years has been on a journey with a long, long time husband who's in the dementia journey. And she was one of those anchors in his life as well as anchors in others' lives. Vera, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
We had the opportunity to meet on Wednesday nights at the Prime Plus um, Caregiver Support Zoom experience. And you always have this wisdom when you come in that just everybody, especially me, gets absorbed. I'm not really on a technical dementia caregiver, but I have people in my lives that I care for.
hmm
Therefore, I'm a caregiver. And I kind of, we in the previous segment, and people can go back and review that. You shared what I think was kind of a cool life, idyllic life. Maybe not. I'm sure there were some bumps in the road.
hmm
But a couple of years ago, you called his experience as a crash.
hmm
Diagnosed with dementia.
hmm
How did that change your relationship with your husband then?
Well, we had always gotten along well, um, but with the crash came, um, he was very suspicious about who I was talking to and where I was going, and always wanting to be exactly where I was. So that was a shock in that, I'm in the house. You need to sit next to me. I'm going to the bathroom and you're standing outside the door. And I'm just like, what is going on here? If I was going to Food Lion, I'll go with you. And it's like, I'll stay in the car. I said, no, you can't stay in the car. Because at that point, I sensed that if someone came asking for directions, he would probably get out. So at that point, Bob, wherever Vera went, there went Nathan. We did not stop traveling. He gave up his vehicle to our son out of the blue. He's just like he called him Grasshopper. Grasshopper, come get the van and we'll figure out, how to. And so he gave it to him. And I'm just like, okay. And so then the next visit we had with this neuropsychologist, he's like, he's going down quickly. He said, I don't think he should be driving. I said, well, he hasn't been driving in the last 3 years. He said, well, you need to send his driver's license back to DMV. And I'm like, Doc, I can't do that. He prizes that wallet with his IDs in it. I'm just like, he's not going to drive. I need you to be okay and not notify DMV that he will never drive again. I mean, he hasn't driven in 3 years. So unless he deems it an emergency, he's not going to do that. I wanted him to maintain his dignity as a man. It just felt like because I knew how precious always that wallet was. It had, his secret money put away and his cards, credit cards and membership cards, and I just could not do it. I couldn't do it. So he saw the sincerity and he said, okay, I'm not going to do that. He said, by law, I should be doing that. But to this day, I still have his wallet and his driver's license. Well, that was the beginning of really knowing that I needed to do some things myself. And that's why I had to dig deep, even though we had been married a long time, to understand that because I cared for this man so deeply that caregiving became easier. I'm not going to say that it was easy, but the episodes and the things that happened, I know that I was able to manage them because of the depth of love and or care. that I had for this individual. I was not going to see him in a nursing home. Um, I was not going to put him away because he couldn't cut the grass anymore. So we made some changes. He approved of a person to come in and do the heating and air conditioning. That was monumental because that was his baby. And so, I have the heating and air conditioning person that he selected. I have a plumber that he selected. Um, I made him a partner in the things that I knew needed to be done that he was no longer able to do. And because of that, I did the period of suspicion lasted very shortly because if I went to the bank, he went to the bank for whatever it was. And so including him and understanding that care means that you deeply are concerned about this person's welfare to the extent that because that person is a part of you, whether it's your mother or your father or your husband or your wife, because of that depth of care, then the giving begins. Because the giving means that you have hours that you're not able to do, quote unquote, the things that you normally do because you have to be sure that this person is happy. I mean, all day watching cowboys and Indians. But I'm like, if that's what it takes, if it takes putting a TV in the bedroom so you can go to sleep with Andy Griffith, I'm okay. But it's
Sure.
just, go ahead, Bob.
No, I've learned never interrupt Vera.
Uh, no, you can interrupt me. It's
Okay,
okay.
I've sensed in the last year that we've been together on Zoom that you're a take charge person.
Pretty much.
Was your inkling to, and I'm not saying that as a judgment call. I love take charge. I'm one.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to say, here are the rules of the road, you're going to follow them?
No, no.
Because a
I
lot
think
of
I
times
would
we talk about the loved one not wanting to take a shower, or
have.
not wanting to go to the doctor, or not wanting to go into Prime Plus, or not wanting. How did you deal with that struggle? I'm sensing I know the answer because you're talking about sharing responsibility,
hmm
right?
The thing is, Bob, there were a lot of changes that I had to make in terms of how we did things.
Mm-hmm.
When it was, I'm not wanting to take a shower, then it was me in the bathroom running the water. Put your hand under there, and because he was always saying the water's too cold, the water's too cold. Here, let's adjust it. So it was like partnering with that person to encourage them to be able to do the things that needed to be done. Mr. Roosevelt would come to cut his hair here at the house and shave him twice a week. And even if he was asleep, I would say, Mr. Roosevelt's coming. Oh, Mr. Roosevelt's coming today? Oh, yeah, Mr. Roosevelt's coming. You know what he's going to do? Oh, he's going to make my face feel better. I said, that's right. So in imparting some positive things about the necessary things that need to be done was just incredible. It was just incredible. My daughter says to me all the time, she says, Ma, you never scream and holler. I said, because I would take an exit 10 minutes into the hallway to gather myself, because, like with anyone else, the antagonistic situation of, you got to do this because this is what we're supposed to do, da 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 da. That's the teacher in me. They tell me all the time, Mom, you're talking like a teacher. I'm just like, that's who I've been all my life. I just can't help that. But it's really been a blessing to me. I realize that I have benefited more from caregiving with Nathan than I have ever.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about in the next segment is what about Vera? On
Hmm.
Nathan's journey, he's where his destination was.
Hmm.
And Vera's here now. So next, let's come back and talk about what about Vera? How's
Hmm.
that?
All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot. Stay
Mhm.
with us as we come back in a bit to talk about what about Vera. Thanks.